Hi everybody, it is Tuesday, October 15th, and it is Lunch with Lori, although some of you may be done with your lunchtime because my video is not working properly. And they say the third time's the charm, so this is the third time that I've tried to video myself. So hopefully it works this time, and I had to recut more paper so that I could show you today's project. So I'm hoping that it works, and if it doesn't show up on my laptop, we're in big trouble, or I'm in big trouble. Matt checked my internet speed, he checked everything, nothing seems to be amiss. So I'm gonna flip this around. I'm gonna go, let me tell you what we're gonna do today. We are doing day 15 of 31 projects in 31 days, and we are using the Decorative Trees bundle, which is so cute. It can be elegant, it can be cute, it can be rustic, it can be so many things. And then I'm gonna pair that today with the Regal, the fancy Regal Distressed Designer Series paper. So I will grab that, I'll make sure that my video is running, and then we'll get started. Let me flip this around. I'll show you our card for today. Make sure everything's in the right spot. There we go. Alright, take a look at my card really quick, and you'll see that it's a thick white card base. And it has Cherry Cobbler. Oh, here we go. I think it's actually going to work this time. Thank goodness. Okay, if you are watching and it is breaking up or there's a problem, please comment so that I know that it's not working. But hopefully it is working this time. I apologize for the third time that I have to video this. All right, so we have the Regal Distressed Designer Series paper. It's the specialty paper, and it coordinates with the Regal Winter Flora bundle and the suite, but it has the Cherry Cobbler plaid with the gold. Hey Monica, can you hear me okay? Is everything okay, like with the sound? Because my sound was not working earlier, so I just want to make sure that everything is okay. If you could just say yes or no, that would be super. So I have the Regal Distressed paper, the Cherry Cobbler with the gold, the white with the gold, a little bit of a plaid, and then also the pretty peacock with the gold leaves, which are so pretty. All right, but we're going to use the Cherry Cobbler today, and then pair that with the distressed, or the Decorative Trees. Thank you, Monica. All right, so I have a thick white card base, and I have scored that. I do like to score the thick white, just in case you have never seen me do that before. The thick white doesn't seem to fold quite as nicely in half. So I like to score that, and we should always fold it away from where it's in. So you don't want to fall in the ditch. That's the ditch. You want to go the opposite direction. Okay, so there's that. I have cut my solid tree out of my Cherry Cobbler panel. So I'm going to set the tree aside, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue down the panel of the distressed Regal paper that I have. And this is white on the back, so it's a little bit thinner than, it's definitely thinner than cardstock, but it's also a little bit thinner than our regular Designer Series paper, but it's fancy on the front, so that makes it special. So I got my panel ready. Actually, I can go ahead and glue that down, but I want to stamp my words on the inside. I'm just going to do May Your Days Be Merry on the inside. So I'm going to do that with my Cherry Cobbler ink. I was already a little bit behind this morning because I will admit that I like to sleep in. Well, I won't say sleep in, but I like to take advantage. My son has late start days, a couple of days a week. And the goal was to get up and go to the gym before he gets up, but I just couldn't do it this morning. So all right, but you'll see that I rocked a little bit. And so we are going to flip this around. Watch, this is how I can save my card. This will be the front of my card, and my panel will go on the front. If that had not worked, then I would have gotten a white panel and put on the inside. So that's why we should always stamp first. Goodness knows we're gonna screw up, right? Okay, we're gonna mess something up. Okay. Make sure it's straight. May your days be merry. Don't rock. Straight up, straight down. There we go. It was a little stressful. Okay. So now I can glue this. We'll cover up my little mess up right here. Make sure I fold that down really well. I don't have a bone folder handy, but bone folders are great for making your score lines all crisp. Is it frozen now? I'm not sure what my the problem is. Monica, is it still frozen? Because it's still moving on my computer. I can still see it moving. Alright, so I have my panel on the front. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my white snowflake. I've run this through the Snowflake Embossing folder. And as you... So it's good now? I just want to make sure that I'm not talking to myself here. So it's good. Let me know. The Snowflake Embossing folder is very pretty. And it is here on my desk. Goodness, this is the worst video I've ever done. Alright, I moved the Snowflake Embossing folder because I had to use it again. Had to run my panel through one more time. Okay, good. My Snowflake Embossing folder, I did this earlier. I'm not sure you can see, so I'm going to put a dark piece behind it. The snowflakes at the top are more like flurries, and then as you go down, they get thicker and thicker. So it's like flurries at the top and blizzard at the bottom. But I just wanted to do the flurries, so I started toward the top so that it wasn't a full-on blizzard on my Christmas tree. So I'm going to put this panel that's embossed onto my Cherry Cobbler panel. I like to put as much together as I can so that so I have less pieces that I have to worry about losing on my desk. Okay, so I have this. I am not going to attach this yet, but I am going to set it aside. Now at this point, if I could find my die brush, which was my first problem for today, if I could find my die brush, I would have run the brush over my die so that we could get all these little pieces out. And I have the snowflake piece, but I'm going to just take your pick tool and I'm going to poke out as many pieces as I possibly can so that they come out easier. And some of these are pretty big, so I'm not sure how well I'm going to do here, but the last time actually was pretty good, and it who knows what's wrong with my signal. Okay, so some of these big pieces are attached together. I ran it through a couple of times, so that's what I would suggest. Run it through a couple of times. You can see the pieces on the back. It's easier if you do this when you haven't taken off the adhesive sheet. I have the adhesive sheet on the back, so that will make it stick. Let's see if I can pull some of this off. Alright, so see, that will pull off a lot of the pieces, but then we're still going to have a few, and I try to do this before I pull the piece off because now the sticky part is open. It doesn't have the backing on it, and so it's going to stick to my fingers. I probably have gold foil around my fingers for a couple hours probably until they all fall off. Okay, so just make sure you poke out all your pieces. Like I said, if I had my die brush that goes on the end of my take your pick tool, then those would come out much easier. So you get to see me struggle with snow. You get to see me struggle with bows. It's a good day. My video, maybe I should just go back to bed. That's what I'll do. It's going to be what is the Alexander's terrible, no good, rotten, something day. That's how I'm feeling right now. Okay, now I've got my Cherry Cobbler tree. We're going a little bit unconventional to have a red tree, but I think I like it. No, it's good because I've done this is my third one in the last hour. All right, and so since it has the adhesive sheet on the back, that makes it like a sticker. And we're just going to attach that directly onto onto there. Actually, I don't think I did not show you the snowflake or the tree dies for this. I showed it before, and then so this one is the snowflake, but there are several different patterns of things that you can use. This one is a stripe with some polka dots. You can see all the little dots. There's a swirl that is also pretty. With these, you definitely need to use the adhesive sheet, otherwise you will never get adhesive on the back of all these little tiny pieces. We've got the holly leaves, the plaid. I had a little trouble with the plaid. It was definitely a little bit tedious to get all those pieces out of there. So that one, be ready for a little bit of work. This one is the polka dots. I always love polka dots. And then there's the outline, the tree outline. And then there are a couple of other, there's a star, there's garland, there's ornaments, there's bows, all kinds of things that you can make your trees look different, and anywhere from rustic to fancy to elegant. And so we're going elegant with the gold foil. I found some gold stars, which we could put at the top, but I don't think I will. I don't think I'm going to do that today. All right, so we have our tree ready. Thank you. I think the gold with the cherry cobbler is always a good choice. All right, so now I'm going to put my dimensionals on the back of this, and it's the small tree, so I'm just going to use small ones. Put that on my panel. Well, I'm not actually going to put it on my panel. I'm telling lies again. I'm going to run my ribbon. I'm going to put my ribbon? You would think this is, oh, it's right next to me. Oh my word. All right, so I'm going to take my ribbon. I've done this twice. I put the ribbon on the left of my tree, and I've put it on the right side of my tree. If you're watching, which one do you think, do you have a preference? Is there one that's better than the other? I don't know if I have a preference, really. I think they're both very pretty, so I'm gonna, if anyone has a preference in the next 10 seconds, let me know. I'm gonna start wrapping. I'll leave them right there so you can see them. And then, no preference. Okay. So I'm just going to wrap my ribbon around. I'm gonna tie a bow. We'll just see where my bow ends up. This is the Cherry Cobbler and Gold ribbon that coordinates with the Regal Winter Suite, and it's pretty thin. It's a thin width and it's a thin weight, and so it's easy to tie bows with that aren't bulky. They're not very bulky. I just struggle. That's all I can say. But it works perfectly for this card. It matches the gold foil, the gold on our paper. And like I said, it's not thick and bulky, so you can, oh my goodness. All right, so the third time is not a charm for the bow. That's what we're gonna go with. Let's try that. What in the world? Not sure why I'm struggling so much. I did it fine the last 2 times. All right, here we go. I apologize. There's an ambulance coming by my house right now, so you can hear a siren. I'm not grabbing the right piece. That's what I'm doing. Okay, I am not doing this today, so I hope that see, now the sirens are squealing because they're laughing at me, I think. Okay, here we go. One bow loop. If this doesn't work, we're just gonna stop. Nobody's gonna have to watch me struggle anymore. But I try, right? Okay. One more time. I'm just gonna cut this off here. We're gonna try it. If this doesn't work, you just keep laughing, Monica. Just keep laughing. It's fine. It's better than being cussed at, I guess. If I I'm laughing at myself. Actually, I'm shaking my head wondering why in the world that didn't work. Look at that. Almost perfect the first try after 17 other tries. I have way too much ribbon, but that's okay. Okay, we're just going to trim that off. We're going to pretend like we did it right the first time. Maybe I'll find some other use for that piece. It's a big... What in the world? Yep. I'm going to blame it on the weather. What's that? Blame it on the weather. Okay, so then, forget about it. We have our tree that's ready to go on. Got the dimensionals. And I laid it down where the dimensionals. Oh, Kathy, you're laughing at me too. That's perfect. Now everybody's laughing, so everybody's getting a good jolly out of Lori. That's perfect. I should have known when I started my video 4 times that there was going to be a problem. All right, so I've got my tree on here. I still think that's a little big. There we go. Now I'm semi-happy. All right, I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to use the big dimensionals, the regular size dimensionals on this one because it's a bigger panel. And put that on my card front. Then the only thing I have left to do is bling it up. And bling at Christmas time is, I mean, if you can't bling at Christmas, when can you bling? And the Regal dots that match that suite don't actually have Cherry Cobbler. So these were actually on my table from my card club last night. So I'm just going to use some gold sequins. I'm going to use the little ones so it's not too much gold because we already have some gold on our card already. Just going to use those. Let's see. And there you have it. Cherry Cobbler and Gold, the Decorative Trees. So, after 3 struggle times, I have got my card done. I have got my video done. Thank you, Pam. I like those little sequins too. I think they're pretty and they match. There's one that matches everything. White goes with everything, gold goes with everything, and copper really could go with anything. So anyway, thank you for watching project number 15. We are almost exactly halfway through the month, and I look forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be back at 2 o'clock at regular time. Because I'm not sure if I said that on this time, I combined lunch with Lori with my project video because I had card club last night to prepare for, and I have a big retreat this weekend, and we have 42 people to prepare, so it's been a little bit crazy. So we'll be back with lunch with Lori soon, and thanks for joining me. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and let me know if you have any questions. Have a good one. Thanks.